All right, guys, I'm recording, okay? This is lesson 4. We have about 23 minutes left, and I think this lesson's going to take about 20 minutes. So I kind of have to keep a nice pace to finish. This will be on your quiz, okay? Okay, here we go. Average rate of change. We talked about this just a minute ago during the activity, okay? Grab your highlighter. The average rate of change means the slope. When you're skiing or snowboarding, okay? If you're really good, then you're going to go down a really steep hill, black diamond. If you're like me and you want to have fun and you don't want to get hurt, you're going to go down something like that, a blue, okay? Those are both negative slopes. We'll talk about that in a second. That's what slope is. It's just how steep it is, okay? Here's the formula for slope. None of you used the formula when you did it, but you didn't have to. There is a formula that you can use, okay? Take 1y, subtract the other one, divided by 1x, subtract the other one, okay? So everybody go like this. Underneath that, I want you to go x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. And then underneath that, go m equals. Then put your y sub 2, which is a negative 1. Then put minus y sub 1, which is 1, over x sub 2, which is a negative 2, minus x sub 1, that's minus a negative 3, minus a negative means positive. And then you can just put another equals right there. A negative 1 and a negative 1 is a negative 2. A negative 2 and a positive 3 is a 1. You guys, what is negative 2 over 1 equal to? Negative 2. So that's a negative 2. That's what you're going to highlight, and you're done. Make sure you show that work on your homework, okay, and on your quiz when you take it. Okay, let's do question B. Let's label the points x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2, and then let's follow the formula. So it's y sub 2, which is 8, minus y sub 1, which is an 8, over x sub 2, which is 1, minus x sub 1, which is a 3. 8 minus 8 is a 0. 1 minus 3 is a negative 2. If you leave your answer 0 over negative 2, you will not get full credit. Okay, it's not simplified. What's 0 over negative 2, everybody? It is a 0. If the 0 is on the top, it's equal to 0, and that's your answer. Okay, now, you don't have to label your points if you don't want to. X sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. But look what I'm afraid is going to happen. Okay, watch. Do this with me. Everybody go 5 minus 1. Actually, it won't show on this one. I won't show you yet. I'll show you in a minute. So it's the second y minus the first y divided by the second x, which is a negative 2, minus the first x, that's minus a negative 2, which is a plus 2. So on top, 5 minus 1 is 4, and on the bottom, negative 2 plus 2 is 0. If you answer like that on a quiz or a test, you will not get full credit, because if you have a 0 on the bottom, what's that equal to? Undefined. 0 is undefined. That's how you remember, okay? Just very quickly, you don't even have to write this down. Look at this. If you don't label, here's my fear. Just watch. Second y minus the first y. Minus a negative 2 is a plus 2. Then I'm afraid you're going to go over here. 1 minus 4. That is not supposed to be 1 minus 4. It's supposed to be what? 4 minus 1. So if the 3 comes first, then down here, its pair has to be down there first. So be careful, okay? Okay, question 2. The given table represents a boy's height in inches at certain ages. Find the average rate of change from 2 years to 5 years. So go 2 and then 5. Be sure to include units of measure and explain what it means, okay? Everybody freeze right here for 2 seconds. Look what you did when we worked in our groups. You found the difference from 2 to 3, then 3 to 4, and then 4 to 5, and then divided it by the number of entries. You can just use the formula if you want. You can do it either way. Everybody write down the ordered pair 2, 33.5, and then 5, 42. You're going to get the same answer if you do it individually or if you use the formula. So everybody go m equals 42 minus 33.5. On the bottom, do I put the 5 first or the 2 first? Tell me. The 5. So this is 5 minus 2. Okay, then you grab your calculator and you go 42 minus 33.5 and you get 8.5 divided by 5 minus 2 is a 3. Okay, now let's figure out what that is. So go 8.5 divided by 3 and it's 2.83 repeating. So I'm going to put a bar. What is the label? My variables are age and inches. Is it age per inches or inches per age? Inches per, let's say, year. Is it year per inches or inches per year? Talk to me. It's always Y first. Y is inches. So this is going to be inches per year. Okay. What does it mean? Well, it's simple. Between the age of 2 years and 5 years, the boy grew 2.83 bar inches per year. That's it. And it doesn't have to be exactly those words, but it has to be the same idea. Who says I feel good about this lesson so far? I'm understanding what you're doing. Okay, yay. Okay, you can also get a slope from a graph. Look at example 3. This is a scatter plot. You guys, a scatter plot is just a whole bunch of dots. Okay? It represents money in thousands in your account over time in months. Determine how much was in your bank account initially. Everybody do that. Look at the graph and tell me how much money you had in your bank account to begin with. Just write it for a second, then we'll share, okay? How much time has passed when we begin? Tell me. How much time has passed when we begin? No time, right? Where is that initial place? Right there. That was a 2. 2 what? 2,000, and everything has to have a label. What's my label? A $sign. Does a $sign go after? That's silly. It goes before. $2,000. Who knew it was $2,000? Let me see. Great. Question B. Determine the average rate of change between when you started and the end of the first month. You can just look at the graph. Someone shout out the answer. What is it? $1,000. We had 2,000. We went to 3,000. The difference is $1,000. Okay. Question C. Interpret your answer to part B. You guys, I'd like you to do lots of interpreting. When you do, you have to write in a complete sentence. Okay. So we're going to say between the first and second month, I saved $1,000 with a capital and a subject and a period and a label. Yeah, honey?
Wouldn't it be the first deposit to the first month?
Okay, so she's kind of like correcting me, and that's so good. You know what I could say in my sentence to make it better? Between the end of the first month and the beginning of the second month, that's when I saved it. Does that make sense? So she's saying it's confusing what you're saying. So I'm saying once I made the first, I said it wrong. I did it wrong. I wrote it wrong. Erase this. It was between 0 and 1. So let's just erase the word between. It doesn't even make sense. Thanks for correcting me, honey. So I'm going to say I saved, I'm just going to scrap the whole thing. Thank you so much. I saved $1,000 in the first month. How's that? I wrote it up from the first to the second. It was supposed to be from 0 to 1. Good, honey. Determine the average rate of change now between the first and the second. So look at the graph. How much did it change between first and second? What's the answer to the question? 0, right? Here's the second, here's the first, here's the second. What did it change? 0. Interpret the answer, okay? So I'm going to say, I saved nothing between the first and second month. Okay, question F. Determine the average rate of change between the second and the fifth month. There are several ways to do this. You do it. You do whatever you think. Between the second and the fifth. Okay, I'm going to do it wrong. This time it's going to be wrong on purpose. And you're going to fix it. Okay, look. The second month, I had 3,000. The fifth month, I had 3,000. 6,000. So from 3,000 to 6,000, that difference is 3,000. That's my average rate of change. That's wrong. What do I have to do to that 3,000? Does anybody know? Anybody? How many months passed? Look right here. Say it again. Well, let's count. Look right here. From here to here. 1, 2, 3. So it's actually 3. It's tricky, isn't it? So just count. How many did I go? 3. So the average rate of change is 1,000. Okay? Interpret your answer. Okay? Between the second and fifth month. Listen to this. I saved $1,000. Is that right? I saved $1,000. What do I say about that $1,000? What was that word that these people left out? Average, right? So I'm going to say I saved an average of, finish it, $1,000. What's that label? Per month. Okay, somebody's hand went up. Go ahead, sweetie.
On part F, couldn't you just look at the graph and see that it was $1,000 each month and then just say that was the average?
On part F, couldn't you just look at it?
Yeah, look at the graph.
The graph? Yeah. You know how you could do it? You're exactly right, honey. It could look like this. Every month it went up $1,000. Good. You're exactly right. There's lots of different ways to do it. Okay, I have to pick it up a little. Does it ring at like 06? Is that right, you guys? Okay, so I have 11 minutes to finish it, and I have to finish it because you have a quiz next time. So I'm going to push through so you guys don't have you're not in a bad spot. Okay, in order for something to be linear, the average rate of change needs to be the same between all points. Everybody look right here. Could I draw a straight line right there and hit every single one of those points? Yes or no? No. Is the rate of change the same from all of them? No. Is this linear? No. Why not? I'm going to say the average rate of change is not consistent. Okay, question that I. Vertical intercept is the y-intercept. It's the place it hits the y-axis. We talked about this during our little activity. Look right here. What's your vertical intercept? It's right there. Vertical is here. Okay, so you have to write that as an ordered pair. It is 0, 2. What does that mean? We already talked about this. I had $2,000, and you could just say initially, or I initially had $2,000. I started with that much. Question 4. Is this linear? Yes, honey.
Would you put 2,000 in the ordered pair or just?
You know, you could put either, I would think. Yeah, I kind of, when I went to write it, I'm like, which one should I write? Technically, probably, let's go back. I think really that should probably be 2,000. I would certainly fight either way because it's in thousands, right? Okay, good question, honey. Let's come down here to 4. Is this linear? Watch how you do it. See how this goes up by 1, up by 1, up by 1. Those don't have to be the same on the left. They don't have to be 1, 1, 1, 1. If they are the same, then the right has to also match each other. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is a +1. This is a +1. This is a +2. Is it linear? Talk to me. No. It would have to be like +2, +2, +2. They'd have to be the same. Okay? Okay, look at this one right here. +1, +1, +1. They're all the same. Let's look over here. +2, +2, +2. Everybody in the room tell me. Yes, it is. Now I'm going to throw a little curveball at you. You ready? What if we had one more and it was 5? And then this was 15. So this would be up 2. And this guy would be up 4. So if this is double those, and if this is double those, it's still linear. Do you guys understand that? Do I think they're going to do that to you? Probably not. But you just have to be ready, okay, in case. Okay, here we go. Slope-intercept form. You have to have memorized that this is slope-intercept form. This is your slope, and this is your y-intercept. It's really so easy. Look what you do. Y equals -2x minus 5. That's it. Let's do the next one. Y equals -1/3 x. Is it plus, or what do I put here now? +4. Yep. Your y-intercept is right there, and it's 4. Okay? Question 6, just as easy. Identify the slope and the y-intercept. Underneath that, guys, everybody write y equals mx plus b. The m is the slope. It tells you how quickly it's increasing or decreasing. Everybody in the room, shout out the value of the slope, please. -3. Do I put an x with it? No. And then put vertical intercept. The vertical intercept must be written as an ordered pair. Vertical is y, so the x is a 0, the other variable is a 0, and then the next number's a 4. Let's do this one. Is it correct that the slope is -8? Is that correct? No, the slope is in front of the x, so this is in a mixed up order. It's okay. The slope is 1/3. Guys, listen for 2 seconds. Everybody just listen to this. Vertical is this. This is y. So if I'm looking for the vertical intercept, the other variable, which is the x, has to be 0. Make sure you understand that. 0, everybody tell me, what is it? -8. Wonderful. Okay. Example 7. 7 and 8, and 8 is, and 9. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. 7 very quickly. Okay. You're buying a car for $9,000. Every year that passes, it decreases $1,500. Everybody just shout out so we can pop through this. What's the average rate of change? Thank you for saying negative. It is negative $1,500. What does it mean? It means just that second sentence. Every year that passes, the value of the car decreases $1,500. Okay, question B. What is the vertical intercept? Everybody do an ordered pair. Vertical is y. That means the x is a 0. Someone tell me what the other number is. It is 9,000. What does that mean? The initial value, no time has passed, is $9,000. Part C. Write the slope-intercept form for this equation. Everybody go y equals. Tell me what to put here. Talk to me. Talk to me, guys. Come on, don't be shy. Negative 1,500. Keep going. X. Keep going. Is it plus 9,000 or minus 9,000? If I put in a 0 and I have a minus, that means initially it's negative $9,000, and that is false. So it's plus. If it's a positive value, you have to put a plus. Okay? Question D. When will the car be worth $3,000? Everybody in the room tell me, does that 3,000 go in as X or does it go in as Y? X is the number of years that have passed. Let's write this down. X stands for years and Y stands for the value. So tell me where to put that 3,000, guys, X or Y? Y. So everybody go 3,000 equals negative 1,500X plus 9,000. Let's solve it. Move your 9,000 over to the left. So you get negative 6,000 equals negative 1,500X. And then you divide it out and you get X equals 4. So the answer is 4, tell me, 4 years. Wonderful. Using interval notation, give the practical domain. So practical domain is going to be, domain is X and practical range. Okay, everybody go practical domain, practical range. The range is the value. $0. What's the biggest it could be? $9,000. Okay, domain is years. What's the smallest amount of years? 0. How am I going to find out the biggest number of years? What am I going to do? How do I do that? It's when the value of the car is a 0. So everybody go negative 1,500X plus 9,000 is equal to 0. It's when the value is a 0, then I can't drive that car anymore. Okay, move your 9,000 over. So everybody go negative 1,500X equals negative 9,000. Divide it, and you get X equals, yeah, I thought it was 6. 6. So the most you can own that car is 6 years. X stands for age. I'm going to put a 6, and I'm good. Okay, now we're going to graph it. The input is the X, that's years. So everybody put years right here. And everybody put value. And we're going to say in thousands. I know it's going to have no value at year 6. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I know it's going to hit that x-axis at 6. This is going to go up to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I know initially it's 9,000, so that's going to go there. You guys, my line's going to look like this. There's your graph. You have to label years on the bottom and value on the side. Okay? Okay, question 8. Here's an equation. It represents the amount of money you have in your savings account after X weeks. Find the slope of the equation and interpret its meaning. Okay, so the slope is a negative 2. Everybody write X stands for weeks. They told us that. And Y stands for the amount of money you have in savings. Someone tell me what that negative 2 means. Okay, freeze and let me tell you how we're going to deal with this, okay? So I have 8 and I have 9. I can finish this in 2 minutes, okay? You have 2 options. You have to choose one of these options. You can stay with me and watch for 2 more minutes and be done. You can leave and get on Canvas and finish the video and you'll be done. If you don't do one or the other, you're going to take a quiz and you're not going to know how to do the problems because you didn't finish. Okay? It's up to you. Okay? If you're going to finish, I'm going to keep on going. Okay? I know I can finish this in 2 minutes. Okay, someone tell me what that -2 means. Have a great weekend, everybody, okay? Hey, I need to give you a review. It's right there right next to my machine right there. Yes. Yep, that's due next time. Okay? You know what? Mackenzie, come and talk to me after school because we have a quiz next time. So I want to make sure you know what to do. Or stick by for 2 minutes. Let me talk to you. Okay, the slope is a -2. What that means is, okay, I withdraw $2 from savings every week. Why is it withdraw, everybody? Because it's a negative, right? Okay, question B. Find the y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, x is 0. X means the number of weeks. So if no weeks have passed, how much do I have in my savings account? $44. There it is. What does that mean? It means I have $44 in my account initially. Okay, find the x-intercept. You guys, to find the x-intercept, you let y be a 0. So go into that equation and let y be a 0. So go 44 minus 2x equals 0. 44 comes over and becomes a negative. Negative 2x equals negative 44. That gives you x equals 22. Okay, what does that mean? You guys, the 22 stands for weeks, right? The 0 stands for money. So I'm going to say after 22 weeks, I will have no money. Okay, question D. What is the practical domain? Domain stands for weeks. Someone in the room tell me the smallest number of weeks I could have. 0. What's the most number of weeks I'm going to have? 22. I close them both with brackets because it includes it. Range means money. What's the smallest amount of money I can have? 0. What's the most amount of money I have? 44. Both with brackets because you can touch those actual values. Okay. Okay, question F, find G of 10. Okay, so everybody go G of 10 is equal to 44 minus 2 times 10. And then you grab your calculator and you put that in and you get 24. What does that mean? The X stands for weeks. The 24 stands for money, right? So you say after 10 weeks, I will have $24. Okay, next one. If you only deposit money into your savings account every Friday, is this function discrete or continuous? Continuous means you draw a line. Discrete means it doesn't make sense to draw a line. So are they dots or is it a line? Tell me which one it is. If I drew the line, and if this is weeks, week 1 and week 2, that means it would be constantly increasing between week 1 and 2. Now tell me, discrete or continuous, which one? Continuous means every day it goes, I deposit a little. No, I said I only deposit it each Friday. So it's just going to be this Friday I have this, this Friday I have this, this Friday I have this. Connection doesn't make sense. So it is discrete. Okay, and I'm going to say the explanation is I deposit money every Friday. Okay, question H. I'm so sorry this is taking long and I'm thanking you so much for staying. Find the value of x when g of x is 24. So everybody go 24 equals 44 minus 2x. Pull your 44 over. Negative 2x equals negative 20. Divide by negative 2, x is 10. That means after 10 weeks I have 24 bucks. Okay, so there it is. Okay, example 9. The value of a car at 3 years old is that. The same car will only be worth $14,000 when it's 5 years old. Assume that the depreciation is the same. So we're assuming it's linear. Write a linear function labeled g of x that represents the value of the car at any age. Okay, here's what you do. So we're going to let x be age and y be value. Okay, so everybody put in the ordered pair, and that would be 3, 18,400, and then 5, 14,000. Let's find the slope. So we're going to go m equals 14,000 minus 18,400 divided by 5 minus 3. So if you subtract those, you get 4,400 divided by 2, which is $2,200. Okay? Okay, I'm going to skip, that's the slope, okay? And it is actually negative here. It's depreciating. So what does the slope of the line represent? Okay, so I'm going to say every year that passes, comma, the car will depreciate $2,200. Okay? Okay, guys, we're going to do this in a kind of rough way. Look, if this is 3 and it's 3, 18,5, then for the year before that, it would be $2,200 more. So everybody go 18,400, add 2,200, and here it would be 20,600. Let's do the year before that. Take the 20,600 and add 2,200, and you get 22,800. Then go to year 0. So add another 2,200, and that gives you 25,000. So the equation in part A is g of x equals, the slope is negative 2,200. So it's negative 2,200x plus, can anybody tell me what to put right there? 25,000. Yeah. What does the y-intercept represent? The initial value of the car. That's it. Thank you. I'm sorry. You guys are so dedicated to sit here.